In 1982, two nations separated by an entire ocean, Argentina and the United Kingdom, went to war over a remote group of cold, windy islands, a conflict nobody expected. This is the 3-minute story of the Falklands War. The Falkland Islands sit in the South Atlantic, just a few hundred miles from Argentina, but nearly 8,000 miles from Britain. For more than a century, both countries claimed the islands. Britain controlled them, but Argentina insisted the land was stolen and rightfully theirs. By 1982, Argentina was ruled by a struggling military dictatorship. Facing economic collapse and public anger, the leaders needed a distraction, something that could unite the nation. They looked south, to the Falklands. On April 2, 1982, Argentine forces launched a surprise invasion. They quickly overwhelmed the tiny British garrison stationed there. The Union Jack was taken down. The Argentine flag was raised. For Argentina, it was a moment of celebration. For Britain, it was a national shock. Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher responded instantly. Britain would not give up the islands. A massive naval task force was ordered to sail across the world. The South Atlantic became a deadly battlefield. On May 2nd, the British submarine HMS Conqueror torpedoed the Argentine cruiser General Belgrano. More than 300 sailors died, one of the most controversial moments of the war. Argentina struck back. 2 days later, an Argentine aircraft fired a French-made Exocet missile into the British destroyer HMS Sheffield. The ship burned and later sank, shocking the British public. Naval aircraft, submarines, destroyers, and frigates clashed in freezing waters. Each side realized this conflict was far more serious than anyone expected. British troops eventually landed on the islands, beginning a grueling ground campaign. The terrain was brutal: rocks, mud, icy winds, and near-zero temperatures. Major battles erupted. Goose Green, one of the first major land victories for Britain. Mount Longdon, a chaotic night battle fought with rifles, machine guns, and even bayonets. Mount Tumbleton, intense close-quarters fighting in freezing darkness. Each hill and ridge had to be taken by force. Argentine defenders fought hard, but the British kept pushing, closing in on the capital, Port Stanley. By June, Argentina's lines were collapsing. Supplies were low, morale was breaking. On June 14, 1982, after 74 days of fighting, Argentine forces in Port Stanley surrendered. The war was over. In total, 655 Argentine soldiers, 255 British service members, and 3 islanders lost their lives. Britain kept control of the Falklands, something that remains true to this day. The defeat led to the fall of Argentina's dictatorship, and for both nations, the conflict left a lasting emotional and political impact. A short war, fought far from home over a small patch of land that sparked one of the most dramatic military campaigns of the late 20th century.